I'm Krishna Prakash, 1998 batch IPS officer. I served in different capacities in last 20 years of my service career. Presently, I am posted as Special IGP VIP Security. That is my substantial charge. I'm giving protection to all the categorized protectees, Z plus, Z, Y plus, Y, X. The protectees of Maharashtra and the protectees who visit this state from outside the state, from center, from other parts of the country. I'm also having additional charge of Special IGP, Prevention of Crime Against Women and Children. So I'm solving dual responsibility. But still, I'm having twin feathers, twin golden feathers in my cap, the Ironman and Ultraman. Ironman is an event in which you have to do 3.86 kilometers of swimming in open waters, and then you have to cycle or ride on your cycle for 180 kilometers, and then you have to run a full marathon, 42 kilometers, within a time span of 17 hours. I did in 14 hours, 8 minutes. In the pristine repository of nature at Noosa Head, Australia, I did one of the toughest triathlons, that is Ultraman. I swam 10 kilometers in Pacific Ocean, then cycled for 421 kilometers, and then ran 83.5 kilometers within a time span of 34 hours, 21 minutes. But this is not beyond the epilogue. As a matter of fact, I have been born and brought up in a joint family. I studied in a rural area, a remote village of Korambe in Hazaribagh district, now in Ramgarh district, where the school structure was not proper, no blackboards were there, and no sitting arrangements till half of the standard third, class third. At the end of the session, I joined in Hazaribagh town in a school called St. Robert's Middle School. And naturally, I performed miserably bad. I was 54 among 60 children, my rank was. And then my parent, my elder brother, everyone asked me not to get promoted in the next class. I requested them and I told them I will do above average in the next class. And hence they allowed me to pursue standard fourth. I didn't only fare well or above average, I topped in the class. Not only then, but thereafter, years after year, till class 10th, I was topping in the class. In 12th, we had study leave for the final examination. I had chosen physics, chemistry, mathematics. And as I was always opposing or outcrying the wrong things, I was picked up by the police in connivance with the then SP of that district for not allowing my neighbor to encroach in the public area, public property. I was tortured throughout the night. I was bulbous with negative energy. Though no case was registered against me, I was furious. I wanted to kill the officer who picked me up. But here, my father intervened. And he asked me to transform this negative energy into positive energy. He asked me not to be pathetic by thinking of harming another person's. Instead thereof, I have to transform this bundle of energy into positive energy. He sent me to the village again. I tilled the earth, and I recognized and discovered my new talents. I organized students, youths of the village, and formed the Nehru Yuva Kendra in that village. My talent was recognized by the Nehru Yuva Kendra Youth Coordinator, and I has been asked to compile a series of lectures on secularism. Not only that, I was asked to edit the magazine of Nehru Yuva Kendra. Of course, thereafter, I again started and pursued my studies. But after deciding that I will become an IPS officer, and after becoming an IPS officer, I would do justice to the innocent, and I will bring the culprit, however strong he may be or she, I will bring the culprit to the book. And that is what I have done till date. The strongest and the most influential people, if they are committing crimes, they are disturbing the even tempo of life, even then, I have never been deterred from taking action against them. When I was preparing for civil services, for 2 attempts, I scored very less marks in interview. But in my 3rd attempt, when I again appeared for the interview, I was knowing that if I will not score well in the interview, I will be again 0 from the hero. The board chairman, A.D. Dev Burman, at the end of the whole interview or personality test, questioned me that actually how much marks we should allot you to make you an IAS officer. Do you know what my reply was? For a minute I thought I should say the highest marks you have allotted. But then I decided I should accept what is right. And then I said, don't give me a single mark more than what I deserve, but don't give me a single marks less than what I deserve. And I secured very good marks in interview, and today you are seeing me as an IPS officer, what I wanted to be. As they say, the yesterday is a cancelled check. Tomorrow is a promissory note. And today is the ready check. As the saying goes, that nothing is permanent except the change. So there cannot be the only epilogue. It is always beyond the epilogue. It is written in your destiny wall. But you have to take effort for that. You can write your destiny as the God won, but you need to take proper effort for that. Whenever and whatever happened, adversities were always there in my life, but I never succumbed to the adversities or the pressures or the stumbling blocks. I always tried to overcome. And in trying so, I found new axioms, new horizons. I always found there is something beyond the epilogue. And that's why when I was posted in Buldhana district, then additional DG Law and Order told me, you have to transform the Buldhana district because it is in very bad shape. I went on heavy-handedly against all the illegal activities. I smashed them all. But I found that online lotteries are flourishing like anything, and they have the sanction of the government. Under the garb of single digit and weekly drawn lottery, they were running single digit and frequently drawn lotteries. Many people were committing suicide because this was matka running in every 15 minutes. And it was attracting all and sundry students, rickshawalas, etc., etc. I registered cases in a planned manner from a small district of Buldhana to Nagpur, Amravati, Aurangabad, Pune, Mumbai, and Lottery Commissioner's Office. They challenged it in the court, in the different court, Aurangabad, Nagpur, and Mumbai High Court. No one was supporting me. But my affidavit was considered well by the judicial officers, and they pronounced the judgment in favor of the action, and that's why online single digit 15-minutely or frequently drawn lotteries are not a menace now. Similarly, when the top of the state, then top of the state, rang me up not to register the case against against the family of a legislature. And the same was the case that everyone was calling me from my officers to others not to register the case. But I decided to do so. I replied even the collector, the DM, that if a cognizable offense is disclosed, I also cannot stop my station house officer to register the same because he is duty bound to do so. And it resulted in fining by the High Court to the Chief Minister and to the DM by rupees 25,000 each. And when they challenged it in the Supreme Court, they were fined with rupees 10 lakhs. When the land grabbers, the property grabbers, very influential people politically, were disturbing the life of the common people, were inducing the fear in the mind of the people, and people were having no faith on justice or criminal justice system, I dared to take action against those people in Sangli and in Naga and I ensured that they should be convicted, and they are convicted. And that is the equal protection of law and equality before law. That is the DICE's principle of democracy. And that is what I could do for the people when I tried beyond the epilogue. Of course, everyone starts with the end in mind, whoever wants to do good, achieve big. But when the adverse condition comes, they think that it is be all and end all. But it is not actually that. When I got injured in Deccan Cliffhanger after doing my Ironman, I was hospitalized. I was in bed rest. Doctors told me that not to do any sports for next 6 months. But I thought, if God has pulled my string back, my bowstring back, then He wants me to actually target higher and farther. And that's why I got myself registered in Ultraman when I was in the bed rest itself, and I did Ultraman within 6 months. So my life is the glaring example of beyond the epilogue. Your life should not be only a life of a successful person whose path is with illuminating lamps of lighted with illuminating lamps of glory, but your path should be like diamond, which should know the showcasing the art of light even at the darkest time. And that is what I expect from you all. Thank you very much. Jai Shri.